Hey, what's going on, everyone? For all those who may not know who I am Reverend J, and this is another episode of Let's Talk About It, where we like to talk about things that people need to talk about but don't. And today, we're gonna be talking about some money and four ways to prepare for unexpected events. Today, I have a special guest with us this evening, William Small. He's a financial planner. Um, hey, William, if you don't mind, give us some information about yourself.
So, Reverend Armstrong, thank you very much. Little information about me. I am a financial advisor at New York Life. I have my own practice, and I'm continuing to grow that practice around helping people to plan for their future, for right now, and also for generations down the road. So, thank you very much for this opportunity, Reverend Armstrong. Hopefully, we'll get some questions answered and have good conversation.
Awesome. Also, again, like William said, if you have any questions, go ahead and put it in the chat box, and we'll do our best to get to it. But before we get into the topic, I just like to share about how I know William Smalls. He's actually a deacon at one of my good friends, Pastor Sykes Church, and we've been passing each other throughout the years. As myself going to visit his church and did other events. Just recently, this past couple months, I think I came to the church and then he called me up. We were talking about some financial planning because I'm always thinking about how to um, um, not just make money, but save it and increase it. So we were talking on that level. Also, we did some business together. And then just recently we were talking. And again, for years, I've been trying to find somebody to come on my show to talk about money because money is important. As a matter of fact, the Bible says that money is an answer to all things. There's some things that you don't need to pray for. You just need some more money. I'm just gonna tell you, you're praying all night long when the reality about it, you just need some more money. Now, truthfully, there's some things money can't take care of. That's when you need prayer.
Amen.
But for the stuff that money can take care of, just work on increase your income, and guess what? That problem will be out the way. So again, today, we're gonna talk about four ways to prepare for an unexpected event. Now, I'm gonna prophesy to you right now. Guess what? An unexpected event will happen.
Amen.
No matter whether you're black, white, Hispanic, Chinese, Christian, or not, an unexpected event will happen. As a matter of fact, we were talking before the show, we all collectively had just came out of and still dealing with an unexpected event called COVID. When it came, and the whole world pretty much shut down. And then you couldn't really do anything extra because of the restrictions. So and believe it or not, while some people struggled, Brother Will, some people actually prospered even during COVID.
That's right. Reverend Armstrong, to your point, how you handle situations that are unexpected really define you.
Mm,
And that happens not by accident. It happens by having a plan. I think most of us had heard throughout our life that you need to have 3 months, sometimes 6 months worth of savings. Well, really the conventional thinking is 6 months to 12 months.
I
And
agree.
the reality is we just went through 2 years of a really unexpected event. And if you had set aside 3 months, you would have been a few months short. Okay. And unemployment didn't do it because they stopped paying unemployment after a certain period of time. The federal government stopped the extra unemployment that they were giving. The PPP loans have been spent, and folks, took advantage of that where they could, and in some cases, maybe undue advantage in some cases, and unfortunately, those things will come home to bite you if you did not handle your savings properly. If you didn't have savings, then you were in a world of hurt potentially.
Yeah, definitely. And again, and so when expected events come up, you got to do what you can do. But we're gonna give you 4 things you can do to prepare for unexpected events. And the first thing is this: set aside cash in a emergency fund. Now I'm sure some people who grew up, your parents told you to save at least $5 every week or $10 every week to put aside in an emergency fund, so that when things happen, you be prepared. So, how important is this?
Well, Reverend Armstrong, is very important. We just talked about having 3 to 6 months, conventional wisdom, 6 to 12 months if you really want to be prepared for the unexpected that may last longer than you expect. That's what the unexpected is something that happens that you're not expecting. But as Reverend Armstrong stated at the very beginning, an unexpected will happen. Not that it may happen, it will happen. So if you set aside money for that in an emergency fund that you can get access to, it's really important, because one thing is when you don't need money, banks are offering it.
Yeah.
When you need money, no bank will take care of you. So if you don't have your own funds, you don't have emergency funds. You can't depend on them. Even if you have a 401k, the most that you can take out of most 401ks is $50,000. If you make $100,000 a year, that covered 6 months. What are you going to do with the other 6 months?
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. And this is very important because, you could be driving, get into a car accident, and can't work for a couple months. I know you get disability, but, disability is not going to pay you enough to take care of your livelihood. And you want to make sure that you're good and you're not really freaking out. Let me tell you something. It's good. It is real good to have money in the bank, a good amount of money in the bank when things happen, because okay, I got it. Or if I don't got it, I can get it in a couple of days. All I need to do is make a phone call and make a transfer. So you want to make sure you put yourself in that position. Now, we were talking about this earlier also. You may have to work a little harder. You may have a job. You may have to find yourself a side hustle to stack some extra cash. I'm telling you the truth, Brother Will. When COVID hit, I have a delivery service, and we delivered to hospitals. At the peak of the pandemic, they canceled all elective surgeries, and we delivered to doctors who do elective surgeries. So guess what? My delivery service went very quiet. Guess what? But I saw that Amazon was hiring. They said no resume, nothing. Just come and do a background check. So I could pass a background check. I'm good with that. Now, if they look at my resume, they may say, "Oh, I'm overqualified," but
very good point, Reverend Armstrong. It's no shame in a side hustle. Number one,
no.
A side hustle will allow you to pay off some bills that you have that maybe you've taken a little bit more time than you want to. And it's not about want, by the way. The longer you pay any bill, the more interest you pay on what you borrow.
Yeah.
So, you borrow, money for a car, for example, and everybody needs transportation. We don't need to necessarily have a Mercedes or Bentley to drive in order to have transportation. So it's not about keeping up with the Joneses. It's more about what do you need?
Yeah.
Because if you can postpone some of your wants, take care of your needs, have a side hustle, pay off your bills. Now your credit is going to be in a better position. You won't pay as much to get a loan. Now you won't even need a loan in some cases because you saved enough money for those things that people go out and get loans for. So it's very important to have, as Mama used to say, God bless the child that got his own.
Yeah. Now, also, before we go to the next point, I need to address this because this happens a lot in the church. Make sure you have some health insurance. I mean, some life insurance. Because unfortunately, nobody want to talk about death, but guess what? Nobody is going to live forever. And sometimes death happens unexpectedly. And it costs to do funerals. So, if you're saying you can't afford a life insurance policy, talk to somebody. You can. I'm sure if you cut out McDonald's, which is running about $10 a visit for me, one person, you could save enough money to pay for a life insurance policy on a monthly basis. Definitely. But make sure you have yourself covered, your family covered. That is important because stuff like that happens. So.
Absolutely. And Reverend Armstrong, one of the things that we want to make sure that people understand is that, life insurance is one of those things that the longer you live, the more expensive it becomes.
Yeah.
So addressing the need, and the need is that we all are going to die. How are we going to leave? And in our community, our African American community and other communities, actually African Americans own a high percentage of on per individual life insurance. Okay, so per individual they own a good amount of life insurance. So that means that as our population, we do have final expense insurance.
Okay.
Okay. Now, final expenses to pay for a funeral or to pay for those expenses that come along with death. But final expense is great. We're talking $10,000, $15,000, maybe $20,000. But you could look at a position or being in a position to pass on considerable wealth and legacy. And that's simply for you living, and now we're talking about pennies on the dollar.
Yeah.
Life insurance isn't always too expensive to have. There are policies that will fit everybody's budget. Now, if you have some pre-existing conditions and things like that, that still does not preclude you from looking into it because it's very important.
Oh yeah, definitely. And they said the earlier you get it, the better. So definitely make sure you're covered because again, that could be if you don't have it, that's another expense that's going to have to be paid, another bill. So do your best to get covered. Next point is this: save all you can for retirement. Now I know some of you may not even think you're gonna live long enough to see retirement, so you don't save for it. But just in case you live long enough to quit your job or leave your job, and then say, you know what, I'm retired. Now let me tell you something. From what I hear on the news, Social Security won't be that much by the time myself get turned 60 or 70. And matter of fact, I think they keep pushing the retirement age up higher and higher every year. so you may not get to retire until about 68. The way things are going.
Yeah. So Reverend Armstrong, you're making a very good point on retirement. So look, first of all of us need to understand that at 65 years old, we all become eligible for Medicare. Okay. But Medicare does not take care of all of your expenses
Yeah.
that you may incur as you get older. First of all, we're living longer.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're planning that, I'm going to retire at 65 and I'm going to be not here any longer at 66, then okay, maybe you don't need funds. But if you plan on living, and the average age now is, you're talking in the 80s, 82,
Yeah. Yeah.
83, 84. So, you retire at 62, 65, you're talking about living in 20 years. And if Social Security is what you are going to depend on for retirement income, uh, okay, but understand that, Social Security is not designed for you to go on a vacation every year.
You
Okay,
know, not trust me.
so if you want to go on vacation, you want to buy their grandchildren some gifts, you want to, maybe not have to eat salad and on every night. You might want to plan a little bit as far as retirement is concerned.
Maybe like a permanent diet.
Yeah, yeah. Nobody wants a permanent diet. Nobody wants a permanent diet.
So, I'm just gonna eat a little bit tonight. Save the rest for tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah. You this is when you go to the store, you get a roll and you split it between, you and somebody else. And look, there's no shame in when you are in that position. Okay.
Yeah.
But at the same token, proper planning prevents poor performance.
Yes.
That's an athletic term, but it also applies to life in general and retirement specifically.
And then also, again, if you work with a financial plan, I'm sure they have things where if you are saving now and you're investing now, when you are at like 65 retired, that vehicle they use actually will be paying you money on a monthly basis. Again, I've learned about it years ago, and when I heard that, I said, you know what? I'll just put some money in every week, no problem. Just sign me up, because again, you never know, and you want to be able to live comfortably. After you worked hard all your life, you want to be able to live comfortably in your golden years.
Yeah, so Reverend Armstrong, very good point, and this is something that we don't think about, right? So you think about three buckets of money:
Mm-hmm.
tax now, tax later, and tax never.
Mm-hmm.
401k asset. That, first of all, everyone that has access to, if your company, your employer is offering you matching funds at any rate, you need to take advantage of that. Very important. If they're going to match 3%, and they're going to give you dollar for dollar for 3%, you just gave yourself a 3% raise by taking advantage of that.
Mm.
So that's very important. So important from a saving perspective. Well, let's look at that 401k asset. That 401k asset, when you do retire and whenever you take that money out, it was never taxed. So it's going to be taxed.
Yeah.
So let's take a round number. Say you have $500,000 in a 401k. You're half a millionaire. You're good to go. Well, really, that's $350,000 because it has never been taxed.
Yeah.
So the 500 becomes 350. Okay. So, and that's still no reason not to have and put your money into 401k. But understand that when you get ready to take it out, because it's never been taxed, you're going to pay taxes on that money.
Mm.
Okay. So now, so that's the tax now is what you work for every day. Tax later is 401k IRA.
Mm-hmm.
Tax never is Roth IRA, because that's paid with after-tax dollars. And also there are other vehicles that you can use to have savings that is not taxed. And then when you take it out, you're not taxed on that either. And that's very important for us to understand and know.
Yep. So again, that's what's important to If you don't know a financial planner, go find one and talk to them and talk about what kind of options that you can use to for your retirement. Next way to save for unexpected events is to use automatic withdrawals to save. I'm telling you, I've learned this. I'm be kind of transparent. Some of my bills I pay automatically. I go to my bank account, set it up, pay a certain amount every week, and it goes right out. And I said to myself, hold on a second. If I can do this for bills, surely I can do this for myself. And then I started doing the same thing for myself. I started, I have a certain amount. I have it set automatically to go to another account that I don't per se have direct access to, but I do have access to it. I'm in safe. And believe it or not, sometimes when I really need something or I, want to buy something, I go there, have a couple of $1,000 save. Automatic, because you don't think about it. So again, this is a good way to really, start saving to for unexpected event. If you save $10, $20, $30, you'd be surprised how it all adds up. Correct, right?
Yeah, Reverend Armstrong, that's that's referred to as the time value of money.
Mm-hmm.
And if you put $25 away, that does add up because now you get interest on that money.
Mm-hmm.
Bank interest today is about 0.5%.
Yeah.
So if you want to really juice up that that saving and the interest that you get from that, then you would look at an IRA. And an IRA does have a little bit better saving, but you have less access to your money as well. So that's the give and take of from a saving perspective. I will tell you that, and we've had these conversations. You can also borrow from the cash value of a life insurance policy, and guess what? You don't have to be 59 and a half to avoid the 10% penalty.
Wow.
So these are just things that there are other people who are doing and taking advantage of that, and hopefully everybody else will get on board as well.
Oh, no doubt about it. I talked to some. I'm part of this group called a TIP. It's a business networking group, and then these people are doing business on a level I'm just dreaming about. And of course, these are things they do. They have the different vehicles they save money in. They get interest, and guess what? They save to invest. They save money. So when an opportunity for a investment, a business opportunity comes up, whether buy a business, they have the money to buy it, or they can go to the bank because they have the credit and the money to get a loan to invest in it, which will make them more money. So I want to encourage you to. I have a philosophy. My philosophy is this: I don't save to save, because years ago when somebody told me about saving, I didn't want to hear about it because I'm like, I'm gonna save. I can't even pay my bills. But I've learned this. I learned this one phrase: save to invest. Now, when I heard that, I said, that makes sense. And now I save to not to save. I save to invest, to save it, so and have a part of money I don't use, I don't need. And then hopefully, then opportunity comes up, I have the money to buy it. I say, here, cash money, or I can go to the bank and say, hey, I have this. I don't need your money, but I would like to use your money. Of course, guess because banks don't lend money. Banks don't lend money to people that need money. Correct.
Correct. And they don't lend money to people who don't have it. Right. It's so counterintuitive, but that's the way it is. So maybe we should work on putting ourselves in a position where we don't need it.
Yes.
And then the bank will be giving it to us. And oh, by the way, they'll be giving it to us at a better interest rate than if we really need it.
Yes, definitely.
Because look, some of us have been around long enough to know that we lived off of credit cards, okay?
Mhm.
And when you live off of credit cards, you're paying 18, 20, 30% interest. You know, compare that to 2 or 3% interest, and
Yeah.
interest rates are going up. So it's very important to make sure that you're spending your money wisely.
I agree. I agree. So again, you want to make sure you take the money you have, use it wisely, so you can get ahead financially and be ready for an unexpected event. The last point is this: is work with a financial professional. And again, um, I I know people like Brother Will, and that's why I have investments, and I enjoy talking to him. And one of my reasons for doing the show is that I want to share what I've experienced and what I know with other people. There may be some young kid there on here looking at the video, probably wondering what can I do to get ahead. I'm gonna recommend this. Don't focus on today. Focus on tomorrow. Your today will not be the same as your tomorrow. And I'm gonna give you a quick story from the Bible. Some of you may know this if you go to a church. Um, at one time, there was a guy named Joseph, and the king had a dream, but the king of Egypt did not know what the dream was, and he went to Joseph, and Joseph interpreted the dream, and Joseph told him that the dream was that there's going to be a famine in 7 years. There's going to be 7 years of plentiful and 7 years of famine. So Joseph came up with a plan, which pretty much got him in a position to be on the right hand of Pharaoh. He came up with a plan and said, okay, we're going to save during the 7 years of plentifulness. We're going to save so we can be good during the 7 years of famine. Now, unfortunately, God may not tell you when you're going to have an unexpected event. Unlike Joseph got a revelation or a dream, and was able to tell Pharaoh, okay, in 7 years, you're going to have an unexpected event. So they was able to prepare for that event. I'm recommending you to start preparing now, because an unexpected event will happen. Sometimes sooner than later. And the best thing you do is work with a financial professional, and they can help you get started. Right now, I have a question. Now, can anybody on any budget save?
Well, if that question is for me, I would say
Yes.
yes, right? And you don't have to start big. You can start. You mentioned before, maybe it's $1, maybe it's $5, maybe it's $10, maybe it's 20 if you can afford it. But if it's $20 a week, you're talking about $80 a month. $80 a month is $960 a year. $960 a year, 10 years, you have $10,000, and we have not even talked about interest.
Mm.
So money adds up, and you'd be surprised how quickly it does add up. You know, we know about the pay side. How about the investment side, the interest side, the compound interest? The compound interest is huge. So let's take advantage of that.
So again, we just wanted to talk about some money and 4 ways that you can prepare for an unexpected event. Because guess what? I can prophesy to you again, an unexpected event is going to happen. I don't know how severe it will be for you, but I'm going to tell you that it will happen. And from my own personal experience, it's better to have a good cushion of money when you're coming into an unexpected event than to not have some. And the best way to prepare for it is to start today. If you don't know any financial professionals, you can contact Brother Smalls. I'm sure he'd be more than glad to sit down with you and go over, how you can start saving, depending upon your budget and what you have, and make sure that you're good. You have any last words to say, Brother Bill, Brother Smalls?
Reverend Armstrong, first of all, just thank you for the opportunity. I look forward to maybe a next opportunity, and maybe we can talk about some other topics. And more than anything else, I work on service, right? That's why I do what I do. And it's not about the money. It's more about making sure that people are educated about finances, savings, and protection.
No doubt. We're definitely going to have you back on. We talk about some other topics. Again, money is important. Talking about it is important. Talking about how to save important. Talking about investments are important. Because if you don't talk about it, you won't do it. I had a revelation today. I've learned this. Whenever you begin to talk about something, it pushes you into action. I'll prove it to you. Before you get ready to go to sleep, you say, I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. All of a sudden, you start taking action because you're telling yourself you're tired. Whenever you get hungry, you start saying, I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. And all of a sudden, you start taking steps to eat to fulfill that hunger. So again, what you talk about eventually push you into action. It doesn't matter if you have any money now. Let's start talking about it. So you can at least start where you are. If you start at $10, $25 a week, $25 a month, whatever. I want to encourage you because I've experienced the goodness of it, and I plan on doing more. And as my income increases, I'm saving some more because I know what if I know the interest, the compounding interest can do for you in a year, 2 or 3, it being in a good vehicle. So, once again, thank you for your time. I'm Rev J. Hope you enjoyed this session here, this episode on 4 ways to prepare for unexpected events. And I will see you guys next time. God bless.